What's up?
Nothing much.
Not much.
I'm ready.
Ooh,
I'm ready.
ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Ready for Christmas.
You ready for Christmas?
I'm forever a child when it comes to Christmas.
I'm not. I'm a Grinch.
I'm the only one in my household though who's like super excited. I bought a crap load of gifts for everybody else and I'm still hyped. I can't wait to see them open it.
Well, I'm a Grinch, and I already have a gripe. So this year, my family and I decided to do a Secret Santa.
Oh, you
I
did?
believe. Yeah.
Okay.
But it seems as if I'm the only one who paid attention to the rules of the Secret Santa.
What were the rules?
The rules were you pick somebody out of the hat and you get them what they asked for, and nobody knows what you got.
Okay, right.
Well, I went and got that done.
Okay.
I got that done yesterday. And I get a phone call from my sister, and she's asking, what did I get for my aunt?
Okay.
And I said I got her exactly what she asked for.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, my mother called my sister and told her to get exactly, told my sister to get something for my aunt, something I already bought.
But I thought
So
you did
I'm
Secret
like,
Santa, so why would she be buying? You picked your aunt, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So
that's
why
what
would
I'm
your
talking
sister
about.
buy something for your aunt if she didn't pick her?
Because apparently people are still buying everybody a gift besides me.
Oh no!
They plot against me. They plot against me to
so now
lose
you're gonna
Christmas.
be the only one who doesn't get
Yeah.
something.
I'm the only one that didn't get everybody. She was like, "Yeah, I just got everybody something like under $20." I'm like, "Yo, that's not what we discussed. We did not discuss this." And of course, it comes out 2 days before Christmas. So I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I didn't budget for this."
Okay, I'm about to say you can get some gift cards, but that's still pricey.
Nah.
He said nah.
No, I'm not getting shit because I'm tight, yo, because this happens almost like every year. Every year we agree to something, and I'm the only one who follows the rules. And then, everybody hits me with it's fine. It doesn't matter.
I know, but you still feel you still feel crappy.
We literally planned and had a family meeting about what we were doing for Christmas. And I feel like I'm the only one that took notes.
He said a family meeting.
Yeah, man.
I feel that, though. But I feel like I'm always the only one, super hype at Christmas in my family. I OD. Even growing up, I would put the tree up. Nobody would help. It would literally just be me.
See, we over with that. I haven't seen a tree in this house for 10 years.
But that's understandable. You don't have children in the house. But I was a child putting the tree up. Because nobody felt like it. I was like, what the fuck, guys?
I didn't feel like it back then. Because it's just nothing but work.
It's not. It's fun. I don't. Maybe that's my arts and crafts side coming out. You know what I mean?
This mad detangling. This mad detangling.
See, when you put it away, you got to make sure you wrap it up so it doesn't get tangled.
It's like whenever you go to get the stuff for Christmas, it's always in the deepest part.
Yo, I was so responsible last year. I actually put everything away very nicely and perfectly. So this year it was I put it up so quickly. I was so proud of myself because that's usually not the case. Usually it's a nappy ball of lights. All right, enough. We're just carrying on about our personal shit.
I hope you all's Christmas goes well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like this Christmas will be more fun than the past few years, even though everything isn't going the way I'd like it to.
You know, it's weird. I feel like nobody's as hyped as I thought they usually are for the last couple of years.
Well,
this Christmas seems different.
It depends too. I think a lot on kids. You know what I mean? If you have kids, then it's a reason. I mean, an excuse really to get more hype about it because of all the stuff you're getting for your kids. But if you just grown ass, I mean,
that's why I'm
just a day off and get drunk. I want some.
I'm
coquito.
Down for the kids.
I'm trying to hit somebody up right now. I know. I'm trying to hit somebody up now. That's local. Yo, bring me.
I got Poppy mixing in the kitchen right now. He ready. He trying to get them off.
Right. That's wish you were local.
Right.
So, I'm trying to hit somebody up around my way.
Right.
Get some of that. Get some of that. But,
all right. So we're rude.
I know. We're just
very rude, and we're just rambling on about ourselves. Welcome to the BZ Podcast.
God.
Yeah, that's 5 minutes in. I hope this podcast finds everybody at a good spot. this is kind of like the 2018 New Year's recap. We're recording ahead of time for scheduling reasons, but anything that we say, I think it's going to apply for everybody.
Yes. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We get the TLC. Yo. Have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Oh, yo,
I miss. You know what I miss? What? I miss the Christmas albums from the R&B artists. We don't get that no more.
Yo, I know, right?
You don't really get the Christmas albums.
I know. Who's the last person? Men? Oh, I've been singing "Let It Snow" all day. I've been mad annoying, yo.
It's not Christmas until you sing "Let It Snow."
I'm being so annoying right now. I keep singing it, and I'm waiting for somebody to tell me to shut up.
That shit hard as hell. I was listening to it the other day. It's too smooth. You can't be that smooth.
Yo, shut up.
Boys the Men are only people that make you want to make love during Christmas. Like,
so baby, let it.
Then they hit that, let it snow.
Right, let it snow. Let it snow.
Yeah, you can't say come over here during the Christmas. That is not a Christmas song.
Oh my gosh.
You said come over here. All right.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
so like on the, I don't know. Well, you don't listen to the radio. I'm like, I don't hear any Christmas songs on the radio like that. Like, I need to jam. Like,
Jazz play nothing but Christmas songs. Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Okay. See, I didn't even get annoyed. Now I'm annoying myself.
There's only a few that rock.
Yeah, Donny Hathaway this Christmas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still keep jamming to Mariah Carey's. I don't know why I can't let that shit go. Every time it comes on, I jam.
I was done with that shit when I was working retail.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the signature retail song. You know what?
I used to get mad at... I just hated the kids singing. The songs with the kids singing. I hate hearing kids sing.
Kids singing is just really annoying.
Fuck up. Somebody legit got mad at me when I used to work at the Gap, and I was like, ugh. They were just like, oh, she's done spirit. Yeah. Like a customer heard me complain. It's like, my bad, nigga.
Whatever. All right, so again, I hope you guys enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy everything. Have a great time. I hope you guys are more merry than I am. I know Brittany's excited for Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, all right. All right. So the New Year's, we wrapping up. We coming down to the last couple days.
The New Year's.
And
that is.
And yo, my stories was popping. I asked that question the other day, and a lot of people were giving me like a lot of positive feedback.
I was jealous
on it.
I was like, jealous. Your story's lit, nigga. They too lit.
Yeah, people was answering. I like it. I like nice. It. So shout out to everybody that participated in that. The question we asked was, what did I ask? I forgot. Oh, what's one thing you accomplished this year? Yeah, and y'all had a good ass year, yo.
Know,
everybody
right?
had some shit going on. Yo, I'm proud of y'all. Give it up, yo. Clap for them. Clap for everybody, man.
Go ahead, y'all.
You know, we had babies, second babies, somebody
keeping kids alive. Yes.
Yeah, keeping kids alive is very important. We had somebody get their degree. Mm-hmm. Clap it up for them. I hope everything works out.
Congratulations. Didn't somebody get a house or buy a house?
No.
I thought that somebody put that. They bought a house. No? I'm making
that up. My man said he got a new career, so he's moving out to Cali. So shout out to my man E. What else did we have? One of my homeboys said no mollies all year.
Right.
Clap it up.
Thank God.
Clap it up, man. Welcome back. Yeah, just a lot. And I'm really happy that all the people that follow the podcast, who participated, just having a good year. And I just hope that momentum carries over.
Yes.
Into the new year. That's a big thing for me right now. Unintentionally, I've been busting my ass doing all this editing, trying to put together stuff for you all for the new year, try to end this year right. And it kind of unintentionally just created momentum that I feel like is going to carry me good into the new year. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited about that. I feel like momentum's not talked enough. Mm-hmm. You know?
Well, also, I mean, sorry, let me get into my astrology bag.
Go ahead.
Every time you hear me go, well, also, fuck she about to say.
The stars.
Well, the stars were aligning to say. 2018 was a year of reflection. So
was it?
I don't know if that resonates with you, but it's pretty much, time to just draw back and really look at yourself and, be a hermit, figure some things out. And it was just like a very nostalgic year too. Like, there's a lot of old memories are coming back. A lot of things from your childhood, are coming back to light, which is very obvious for us 90s babies because it's everywhere. So, it was definitely a year of just kind of hunkering down and just getting things done, taking your time, just building a foundation, for years to come. And I felt that all year.
Yeah, I definitely felt that. I feel like this was the most reflective year I've had. And I feel like I got a lot accomplished this year. I usually don't pat myself on the back enough, people tell me, but I'm very excited with the progress I made this year, both personally, financially, all that.
Yeah.
All that. Everything's been kind of good.
Yes.
I think this year taught me the most is just appreciation. No matter where you're starting out, you have to appreciate all the little nuances, And I also learned to differentiate acknowledgement and complacency. It's important to acknowledge that I'm trending in the right direction, but that doesn't mean that I'm complacent. And I used to get the two mixed up all the time. What has this last year taught you?
I guess just keep going. I feel like each year I kind of that's kind of my thing. Each year is just keep going. Especially with like having a kid, you kind of gotta, be patient and take a few steps back. So it's just me, I guess, being okay with things taking longer than I feel that they should. But, like I was saying, it's just been a very hibernating year for me. And it's funny I say that while broadcasting myself with you to the world.
Right.
But I have been very holed up, just kind of in the house to myself. It's just kind of been a year of purging, to me at least. Just, working through personal things and looking for different ways to work through this puzzle of life. It's just each year you learn, you just have a better understanding of what you should do. I think that each year you do get a better understanding of what to do and what not to do. And, not saying that everybody is on the same level of understanding, but everyone I think can say that in some way, shape, or form, they are wiser than the year before. So
you better be.
I mean, I would, in some way, maybe not as wise as some, but for your personal self, I would hope that, each year you would think like, damn, last year I was dumb as shit. Like,
yeah. So question. So, like, I guess if you were to sum up 2018 in a few words, one of those words would be patience for you, right?
I mean, I had to sum it up in a few words. No. I got something better.
What you got?
Too legit. Too legit to quit. Hey. But just like too legit to quit, you want to give up a lot of times, and just always have to keep going. And there are places where my energy is needed, and I have to remember that, and also try to figure out though how to manifest that into situations that don't require so much of my energy, because a lot of things I get myself into just suck the life out of me. But I do recognize that, I can bring in a very positive energy, and I'm very helpful. So I think, pretty much to sum up, 2018 is just recognizing where I am needed and recognizing where not to be, where I am needed too damn much, and it's just too, too much. But it's also too legit to quit, from MC Hammer. That just popped up to me because this whole year has been just 90s nostalgia as well for me. So that's good for me too legit to quit.
I think patience is definitely one of mine, and I think you can attest to this. We started this podcast like eight months ago, something like that. And in the beginning, it was like every episode, for me personally, every episode I thought was going to be the one episode that puts us over the top. We finna go viral. this, that, and the third. And there was a few times where we were supposed to release, and something came up. There's instances where our schedules just didn't work out, and I tend to go crazy. I tend to be like, "Nah, we gotta release. Nah, they waiting on us." Yeah. You let them know, Britt, because I'll be hitting you up like, "Yo, it's necessary." But at the end of the day, it's really about being patient and not looking for that quick bang. But also, you don't realize as you're working towards these certain things, consistency plays a real huge part.
Right.
And I think this year has taught me how to be consistent. How to hold myself accountable. And since we work on this together, I am in a sense holding you accountable as well. But I just think it's been a dope year. It's been a dope year working on consistency,
right,
and working on my patience.
But also, from going back to what has this year taught you to tie in with patience, doing this podcast has helped me be more open-minded. And I mean, I won't say that neither one of us aren't open-minded, but when it comes to things that I feel are right, I'm sure you know this very well about me. If it doesn't agree with what I think, I don't want to hear it. And that's just me being bratty, because I can't. I can't really be a brat.
That's important, though.
But yeah, just like having to be willing to listen to something I don't agree with and let it go and still accept what I'm hearing is been very challenging for me this year. Doing this with you,
I be pushing the envelope with Britt,
yeah. So you guys don't hear our conversations before we get on air, and I'd rather us work it out before we get on here and we're not literally arguing, but it'll definitely sound like arguing because Zay will be brainstorming, but me, I'm arguing.
Yeah. But that's something I had to work on too, because we have stuff.
But you know what you do? You let me know. You'll be like, Britt, I'm not disagreeing with you. Because you know me, I get all worked up and I'm yelling and shit, and you're just like, but what if? And I'm like, no! So it's me like, just recognizing that you're not saying I'm wrong. You know, you're just trying to work through it. And I mean, you know how I was back in the day. As soon as you say something I don't like,
she's going
leaving.
off.
Yeah, I'm going off and I'm leaving. I'm not.
There's a couple times where like we're speaking. I'm bringing up a topic that's very hard, and I don't want to give the topic away, but it's very hard to navigate. It's very hard to navigate, and there's times where I'm talking about it, I can just see it in her face, like, "You done? Oh, you're done right now?" She'd be like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna leave it alone." And that's another thing. Like, if you're learning how to adjust and you're learning how to not just go off the rails, I need to learn when to stop pushing, when to stop. All right, she needs a break.
Yeah,
you know what
I'm
I'm saying?
like, can we not talk about this today? I don't want to get worked up.
Talk about it. Yeah,
but then also too, still because the fact that we're friends and we're doing this together, we have to maintain our relationship. So even if you don't say something I don't like, I mean, even if you do say something I don't like, I have to accept it and not have an attitude. Because we got work together. We're friends. Get over it. So there's been a few times where I'm just like, I want to hang up. This nigga's mad. And I'm like, no, Brittany, stop being a brat. And then I don't care. I just forgot what I was even mad about. So,
and I have a flair. I'll admit, I have a flair for trying to go to the most touchy subjects. Like, I try to go for the joint that hits, that's going to demand an emotional response. But I feel like those are the topics and stuff we should touch on, because I feel like if we're able to show that we could have a conversation in regards to something that's super emotionally triggering, even if we don't get anywhere in the conversation, just the fact that we had the conversation and we can show people that it's possible to have a conversation without it turning into pointing fingers or turning into a big argument, I think that's a stride in the right direction. So that's why I usually go towards the shit that hits.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? But I just want also people to know that it's not like it takes a minute for us to get there. Y'all don't hear all the phone conversations and arguments before we put these topics out. It's work, but it's fun. But should we talk about the inception of the podcast?
Yeah, I guess they would be a little interested in how this came about. Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
I mean,
I guess it would make sense for me to start.
I know, that's what I was like. I could say real quick that, we've been friends since 2005. met in college, and we were next door neighbors in the dorms. And ever since, you know how it is after, you know, you move away, you don't keep in touch like that, but you're still cool, of course. And I think me and you were talking, I feel like we may talk on the phone once every 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah.
You know, we would just like, you know, stupid shit on social media. You like post, whatever, laugh about things, but we weren't consistently, you know, talking or anything like that. So that's one thing that's like a huge difference. It's like we're like super duper besties again.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, you just kept but you know what, you did start Zay think he's slick, because then he started he started to hit me up more, so we started talking more. And then, like, you know, he gets off work, I'm already home, so we kind of talk when he's going home. Sometimes he kept talking about this podcast idea, and I'm not really big on podcasts. He has a longer commute to work. My job's 10 minutes away, so I don't really make the time to listen to podcasts. So he kept bringing it up that he wanted to do one. Ain't have shit to do with me. He was saying he wanted to do one. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And then he kind of started saying, you know, it'd be cool if you joined in. And I'm just like, I guess. Like, I don't really know. And, you know, I was just like, sure, eventually. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, but...
I mean, we both didn't. We both didn't know. I feel this shit is a lot of work.
Yeah.
This shit is a lot of work.
You definitely do. Zay does so much. Like, I just show up. He is really the mastermind behind all of this shit. He does the editing. He comes up with all the marketing. Like, it's amazing. And I know he's ready for an intern.
Yeah. We'll put that out right now. Listen, y'all kids that need something for your portfolios, we went to art school. We know what it's like. Come holler at me. We'll figure something out. But definitely, if I can take a little bit off my plate for 2019 where I can really lock down and focus, it'd be dope that if I can just focus on recording, you know. There's so much more that happens. You know, we show up and we press record, but then that's just the beginning. Yeah. That's just the beginning. After that, it's a whole bunch of extra work. But I'll throw that out there. Holla at us. We definitely could use some work. It's a team effort. Yeah. But, yeah, so from my perspective, like she was saying, the last couple of years, podcasts have been like kind of life for me. You can only listen to the radio so much, and you can only listen to the music so much. Like after a while, like I'm just striving for a different type of content to keep my focus, you know. And the reason why they appeal to me, because it just seems like so much. It's a much better form of communication than other mediums, and I fuck with it the most because it's like the ultimate form of being you. You know, as of right now, me and you have about 16 hours of content up on the internet. Okay. You can't front for that long. Like if you're trying to keep up a facade, you know, you're gonna slip up. You gotta kind of stay consistent. So 2018 for me personally brought like a drastic change in my life, like creatively. Britt might know, you guys might not know, is that I have always been attached with music. I've always written music. I've always recorded music. And if you dig hard enough, you might be able to find some, but this ain't the place or time. But for the most part, like, I used to always hoard my music. I would send it to Britt. Britt would give me the yay or nay. It was super usually fresh. Yay. Super fresh. Right? Yeah. Right? She would give me that. But to cut a long story short, after a certain chain of events that happened this year, I haven't been in this space creatively to write music. And this is the longest I've been away from music. Yeah. And music was a part of, like, me expressing myself. And then once that kind of left, it was like I didn't have anything to work on. It's like minor depression, probably. Just trying to figure out when it was going to come back.
Yeah. So I think that's why we friends, music.
Pretty much. You know? Britt has put me on hella music, so.
You put me on some stuff, too. You put me on some stuff, too. You used to bring me in the studio and shit.
Yeah, right? But, I had to have, like, a real conversation with myself and come to terms that, like, maybe this music shit isn't coming back. So if it's not coming back, I'm holding out. You know, I'm still keeping hope. But if it's not coming back, I need something. I need something to express myself. I've always needed that. And this podcast has kind of been that. You know, this kind of podcast kind of saved my creative effort. So, like, for that, I'm super appreciative of anybody who gives me feedback. Mm-hmm. Anybody who gives us feedback. I said me. Super appreciative of anybody coming to listen, because this has really replaced like a hole in my life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm super appreciative of Brittany.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
Right? Putting up with my crazy perfectionist ass. You know what I mean? Putting up and just kind of having the faith in me to try to steer this the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, that means a lot.
Listen, Zay, like, I'm just like, that's what I told you. I was like, hey, whatever, I'm here. You were like, just trust me. I was like, all right.
No, but that speaks a lot. You know, you can say that to people, just trust you, but you know what I mean? Not everybody's gonna just jump on the ledge, you know? I'm asking you to, you know, you've been a hermit. I'm asking you to break out of your shell.
I was really scared. You're right. I totally forgot how scared
I was too. I remember
right before we were about to do it, we were like, oh shit.
Right. Oh no, it's real now. I had to push the post button with my eyes closed. Type shit, you know?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
So that's it was me having this idea, trying to figure out how I can accomplish this idea, knowing that I couldn't do it alone, but also knowing that if I wanted to do anything, like, I want to do it with a good friend. I want to do it with a bestie. You know what I'm saying? So it's really dope how all this came together.
Yeah.
Like, I'm super excited, happy as shit.
Right.
You know?
And it's still fun.
Yeah. So I got a question for you. Mm-hmm. What are you carrying into the new year, and what are you leaving behind?
Again. All right, so what's the difference between applying and carrying? Jeez.
Well, what's your main focus for next year?
Okay. Oh, okay. More consistent meditation. So just getting into that positive space and staying in it, because I'm very up and down. Yeah. And I can very easily, I mean, I guess just like a lot of people get caught up in the just moving without thinking, just, you know, doing the routine and not really feeling anything, just getting through the day. I'm just worried about getting through the day. Yeah. Instead of really enjoying the day and living in the moment and appreciating, you know, just being alive. So I think that's something. I just want to make sure I'm being more mindful and meditating more and making sure that my headspace is good, because, you know, you can get super depressed really easily if I got time for that.
Yeah, I think mine is, it's funny, we didn't reveal each other our notes or anything for this, but it's kind of along the same lines as yours, just really focusing on my health, mentally and physically. Yeah. Like, I gotta get back right on both fronts.
Same. You know? And I'm talking about over here making 4 different Christmas desserts, child. Listen.
Yeah, I want this year to be just emphasizing on just growth, just mental growth, and a big emphasis on being present, like you were saying. Like, just try to appreciate the moment. Try not to worry about the future. Don't look back in the past. Just be there. Like, there's where it's happening. Yeah. There is where you can make all your decisions. The right now is all that matters.
Right. And that's what helps me get through work, honestly, is being present. And that's what I'm like, I've got it down at work pretty good. I just need to transfer it to my personal life, because at work, it's just like, they're only there for like 5 hours. And I used to always just be thinking about, oh my God, you know, when it's time to go. And that makes you anxious. You know what I'm saying? Always thinking about the future. So it's now I've just found I don't even really look at the clock. I just enjoy each moment as it comes. Or I mean, I don't enjoy when they acting up, but I just stay in the moment of whatever's going on, you know, and just continue my day like that. Just really taking in everything that's going on, and the days just fly by.
Yeah, yeah. I got a question for you.
All right.
That ain't on the notes, so you might have to freestyle.
Oh shit.
If there's one thing that this podcast has benefited you in other areas of your life, where do you think that would be?
I may have kind of said, I don't think I said this, but I think I wrote down something like this. It's pretty much just From doing the podcast.
What, you from Boston, nigga?
I know, right? I think because you're kind of like a reporter in a way, you know, as you're gathering data and wanting to be able to not be so, well, that's just us, but maybe some people don't care about being too far on one side, but, you know, trying to always find that middle ground of whatever's going on. I think that's helped me be more objective, just listening to people and not passing judgment. And because there's a lot of things where we may have talked about it, then you find out a few days later something else is going on, and then you know, it's kind of like, well, shit, I shouldn't have been going that hard on that subject. Like, I didn't even have all the facts. So I think now, you know, I don't really prejudge as much, because it's like you really don't know what's going on with a lot of things. And I just transfer that to people as well that I come in contact with, you know. I think I have a lot more compassion for people and situations, just because I just try not to make any assumptions. And just doing the podcast has definitely helped out with that, because I definitely don't want to be in public out there recorded me saying something that's too extreme. So that's also transferred into my personal life, you know. Be cautious with what you say. And just stop and listen a lot more. Usually I'm the loudest one in the room. I mean, that may still be true.
You should see her audio when she sends it to me. Her audio does nothing but peak, and I gotta take that shit down.
Ain't nothing but teeth showing. Like, I project like crazy. But just learning, also I can throw that in there. Just learning how to be quiet and just listening to other people. I mean, it's kind of eavesdropping, but listening to other people's conversations and hearing how people communicate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, all right, what about you? I don't even remember the question, but what about you?
Mine would be communication, for sure. I hate to tag on to yours, but literally that I'm learning how to articulate myself better, how to get thoughts and ideas across better. I see that leak into my professional life. Communicating. I work in corporate. I used to not be so comfortable speaking, but now it's like I'm just learning how to navigate conversation better, and also, like what you were saying, just not to be so. People, I feel, are very beholden to their ideas. Yeah, and they're very married to their ideas. Right. And I don't. I'm learning not to be that. I'm learning to get information, process it, and also always leave a door open. You know, I might have my opinion on something, but just always leaving a little avenue that, all right, you can change my mind when you present better information or more information is available. Yeah. So, just not being stuck. I don't want to be beholden. I'm not the same person. You know what I'm saying? Like, throughout the whole year, I've changed. You know, so I might have said something a couple months ago. If I get new information and it changes my outlook on it, I shouldn't be doubling down on nothing. Right. You know, so I think that taught me a lot. Cough, cough, Kanye. Right. It's hard to even talk about him anymore, which is why we don't. So, moving along. We left it alone. All right, I wonder if the amount of you know what I means from me have decreased on this podcast. That's another thing. Favorite line. Jesus. Yeah, that's another thing. When you are recorded for hours. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you record for people, when you record for hours, you really get to see all the little hiccups and just little ticks you had. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would be one? Literally. I say literally all the fucking time. I probably still do it. So I'm sorry if I'm literally pissing you off, but... But yeah, you start I know I decreased the amount of cursing I did, so that's good, I think. Look at me. Don't look at me like that. Yeah, no, I'm thinking. So there's... I'm like, dang, I didn't... Maybe we need to release one of, like, the first ones we did that we did. Oh, man. I want them to see the progression, you know what I'm saying? We've only gotten better, but it's hilarious. It's hilarious. That one is so good, but the audio is butt. The audio's butt. That's another thing. Also, let me speak on the damn audio, okay? Go ahead. Because my ass. All right, so I don't know, all my consistent listeners, okay?
I know you guys have noticed that sometimes I sound like I'm down the fucking hallway, right? So me and Zay have been going crazy trying to figure out what is wrong with my audio because my joint was crispy cream. Yep. And all of a sudden, I sound like trash. And I'm like, I'm recording this thing, but I don't know what's going on. So finally, like a month later, I realized that I'm recording. I didn't have my settings set to record from my mic. I was recording from my computer's microphone all this time. So
now I'm looking into getting new equipment. I'm looking into investing in new equipment. I'm like, yo, we got to get better mics. We got to get better shit.
Whole time. I didn't look at my settings.
Yeah. So if
there's that.
If y'all noticed that and y'all still rocking with us, y'all the shit.
Yes.
Y'all the shit.
Because I'm talking about the quality of the first episode. I'm like, well, shit, the past few have been trash because of my ass. So.
We appreciate sticking around.
That would be funny. I want to listen to that one again. That was fun. That was Black Panther. We covered Black Panther for our official first one.
Yeah. That one was funny. Maybe we should release it.
That was one of my favorite moments of the year. That whole time. Mm-hmm. That whole time, like when Black Panther came out, and then we were releasing the podcast. That was when we were first doing it. We were all nervous, and there was all this excitement around because of the Black Panther release. The soundtrack was awesome. That was a really fun time.
Yeah, that you just replaced my moment of the year. I didn't appreciate that much. I didn't appreciate that much. Yeah, that's crazy.
I have a few other ones too, but that was one of them.
All right, what are your other ones?
Of course, going to Virginia Beach for my birthday.
Yeah, you saw Nerd.
Got to see NERD.
That was my least favorite moment of the year.
I don't know when they're gonna come back. So I was
watching
happy.
Your story. I heard they're going on tour. I heard he was trying to figure out, trying to go on tour.
Another one?
That's what I heard.
He better sit down somewhere.
Don't hold me to it.
They were just touring for oh my God, 4 or 5 months all over the world.
I think they were trying to do another one. I'm with it, shit.
I'm not. I'm concerned for his health. He's old. He needs to sit down and take a break. Jesus Christ.
Fuck you. You got to see him this year.
I'm just saying, but I want him to be here. All of them. None of them are young spring chickens. Jeez.
That tour life take a toll on you. I'm sure.
But yeah. Sorry. Got distracted.
You good. What were some other ones? Do you have any more?
Yeah. So going to Virginia Beach for my birthday, also because my baby sister has the same birthday as me, and she went to school down in that area. I love the Virginia Beach area. I love the 757. So just
shout out to the 757.
Along with going down there for the concert, I just like being down there anyway. I don't know, something about that area. I just love it. So I like the drive down there, everything. So I got to spend time with her, my best friend Jeanette. My husband came along, and one of Jeanette's friends. So it was fun. What else? Oh, and my other favorite moment was seeing my cousin, who unexpectedly, I haven't seen, all my family lives in Missouri mostly, and I haven't seen, you know how you got your best cousin? Mm-hmm. So this is my best cousin, and we haven't seen each other for 10 years almost. So he just out of nowhere told me he's in Philadelphia traveling for his doctorate degree program, and he was doing something at Temple. He was in town, and I got to spend a few hours with him. Well,
and that was on the night that we recorded too.
Oh yeah, he came right after, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I got to see him tonight, and then we ended up having breakfast another day. So even though I didn't really get to spend that much time with him, it was just I'm not used to seeing family, y'all. None of my family lives next to me. Besides, I see my immediate family down in Virginia and Maryland, DC area. But as far as extended family, I really don't get to see them at all. And like I said, I haven't seen my Missouri family in 10 years. So we just couldn't believe we were even sitting across from each other. We were just yeah. So that was definitely one of my favorite moments.
You blew mine out the fucking water, shit.
Oh my gosh, whatever. I probably have more favorite moments, but I just wanted to keep it cute. What are your favorite moments?
I would have to say just the podcast, the whole process of the podcast, the inception of it. It was really big for me to hold myself accountable to following through with some shit. Mm-hmm. And just the fact that we've accomplished this, and just as I look back, in the moment, I'm never satisfied. I always feel like there's something I need to be doing. Mm-hmm. But just the fact when I look back, we coming down to the year to the end of the year, I look back and we've accomplished a lot.
Yeah.
We got some shit done.
We got a little catalog.
Yeah, we got a little catalog, and that was another thing, realizing that, it's not one episode that's going to do it, but it's going to be the body of work. So just having a catalog, you got to think about the person who's stumbling upon the podcast for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's not this person, he or she is not getting one episode. They have an array of episodes to listen to.
Right.
So that's a favorite part. This podcast has been a favorite part. I went to Puerto Rico.
I was about to say, like, you traveled.
Yeah, I traveled to Puerto Rico. It rained the entire time. While I'm on the subject of Puerto Rico, I have to recant the statement that I never got a chance to broadcast. A friend of mine who was Puerto Rican, we were talking about the cuisine, and he had told me, I told him I didn't really care for the cuisine that much. He had told me that's because Puerto Ricans copy everything from Cubans, but they don't do it as well as far as food-wise. I messed up and said Colombians. So we retract statements here at the BZ Podcast when we're incorrect. So that's me saying I was wrong. But Puerto Rico was dope. It rained the entire time, but that was my first time being on vacation with my older brother and my older cousin. It was a nice bonding moment.
Yeah.
And just appreciating being outside of the country, even though it's the same country. So let's put that out there. I don't think I have any more. Or maybe I didn't think hard enough. Yeah, didn't think hard enough.
But what about, so like you asked everybody else, what's one thing you accomplished this year? Is it the podcast as well? Did you have something else to add?
Finding something to be passionate about after music kind of dipped out on me for the time being. So that's something that I accomplished, and that being the podcast. So yeah, the podcast is something I accomplished this year. Also getting more of a handle of my finances. We're going to do a finance episode. We're going to figure something out to speak about financing. Because I feel like it don't get talked about enough. And I was saying to you, there was a financial page that I stumbled upon. Yeah. And I'm looking at, how it tells you who's following it. And who's following it that you follow. And I'm looking and it's nothing but women. I see no men. Absolutely no men. And we wonder why it's it's no coincidence why y'all on top right now. Right. It's no coincidence why y'all killing it right now. So I definitely want to do a podcast on the finances because that was a big focus towards the end of the year. I want to say the last 6 months of the year was me just trying to get a handle on all my finances. For sure. Get shit.
I'm shocked right now that I'm not broke after Christmas. Like I'm proud of myself because I went off this Christmas. And
you trying to win, dude.
I'm proud of myself. I budgeted my money properly and for the past few months, and I have extras.
That's what's up. So what's
not a lot of extra, but besides the podcast, only thing that I can truly feel like that I can think of that I truly feel proud of is helping my son understand math better. Yeah, like it's been such a challenge, like literally. Yeah, like it's just I don't know. I mean, like most of us, math is a fucking struggle. And I struggle with it, so even me just tutoring my son, I know he's in 4th grade, but come on. They have new math now, guys. I forgot about half of this. I be teaching him the regular way. Like, listen, I be writing a note, like, I don't know how y'all teaching it. I don't know about that box. I don't know how to do that. I just taught him how to do regular. But I helped him get his grades up. We literally, every day after school, we spent an hour on math, like, every day. It was exhausting. I didn't want to do it half the time. But it paid off. I went to his conference. His teacher said I'm literally the only parent that helps with their child. I mean, of course, some of the kids don't need help, the kids that are just naturally talented in those areas. Yeah. But the kids that need help, their parents aren't helping them. So she was commending me for being consistent and helping him understand and able to raise his grade because I am tired as a dog after work every day. And I've been pushing through to make sure that he is where he needs to be in his understanding of, schoolwork. So I'm proud of myself for that. I can't think of nothing else. That's just the first thing that really pops in my mind.
That's dope.
And I guess, too, just sticking it out at my job and finding a way to enjoy it because, you know, I'd be grumpy as shit after work. So I'm proud of myself that I found a way to be content with where I'm at right now in life. So
yeah, for sure.
Yes.
All right. Let's do a little quick recap of some of the things that happened this year. Movies. Any standout movies that you rock with this year?
You know, I'm not a huge movie person, but I mean, I saw Black Panther, of course, like everybody else.
Wakanda.
And then Wakanda forever. And you told me to go see Blind Spotting, so that movie was awesome. Besides like Avengers, I don't know what else that was like new that I saw. I really have to go look at a list. I feel like I've seen some other things, but nothing is like popping out.
I would say the same thing, Black Panther. If you wasn't on the Black Panther vibe, I don't know where you was at. Blind Spotting was super dope. We did a recap on that. I wish I knew the episode number, but you can find it. Sorry to Bother You was pretty good. I saw that later in the year. Good. Yeah, I saw that later in the year. It was kind of out there, but it was entertaining. And Black Klansman was dope. I saw that maybe even just a couple weeks ago, so I'm gonna want to highlight that.
Okay.
Music wise, man, what was you rocking with this year?
Of course, the Black Panther soundtrack.
That shit was crack.
I think the first album that I was like, okay, probably the Internet, Hive Mind.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean,
that was a really dope album.
I love Tyler the Creator, the whole Odd Future, all that stuff, but I just never really got into the Internet. I love Jet Age of Tomorrow. I know one of the guys is in the Internet from that group, I believe, but this is the first Internet album where I was like, oh, I'm really feeling this. So, I think that was probably my standout. Well, one of them. I was also happy that Justin Timberlake released the album.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the album. I started it, but didn't listen to it.
I'm a huge Neptunes fan, and the Neptunes did a good amount of tracks on that album. The album wasn't like spectacular or anything, but I was just still happy to hear production from the Neptunes with Justin Timberlake because I've been waiting on that since Justified. I mean, it didn't really fill the void completely, but it was a little something. And Pharrell also did Ariana Grande's album. I don't give two shits about her. Never listened to her music. But I was super excited that there was a bunch of Neptune's tracks. What else? I can also say that Nicki Minaj is my new guilty pleasure.
Really?
I love her fucking album.
Really? I've never listened to it.
Love it.
Nicki Minaj album.
I will say I used to like Nicki Minaj a little bit when she first came out. Then she started making all that pop shit.
Yeah.
I get so annoyed when people start making a bunch of pop music. Like, I hate her pop songs. So I just kind of I stopped fucking with her. Like, girl, whatever. So this new album, like, I just like the beats. I like her flow. I like how she enunciates. It's just fun. I like how she raps over stuff. And she's been getting some fire tracks. And all her features have been good lately. So she's my current guilty pleasure. I love me some Nicki Minaj right now.
Word.
I know. Who else? Oh, what also was fun was Eminem making his comeback.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was fun.
I wasn't crazy about the album, of course, but it was just cool. Like,
it's cool it's cool to get Eminem, and that goes to like your 90s. This whole year kind of been 90s.
Exactly. Then the whole thing with him and MGK.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was a fun moment. So
yeah, it was.
What about you?
As far as I want to say albums go. Mac Miller's album Swimming, man. R.I.P. But that album, I think I can play that to the end of the time. Kendrick Lamar's Damn album.
Did that come out 2018?
I believe so. Now you're gonna make me check it.
That.
No, I think it was 20. Yo, 2018 was a very weird year.
No, it wasn't. Yeah.
Hold on. I'll check it.
It up?
Yeah.
That can't be true. I swear that cannot be true. It has to be 2017. Come on now.
Hold on.
Don't do this to me.
It was 2017. I'm wrong.
Thank God. Okay, I'm about to say, dog, I'm tripping.
Yeah, Dad, I'm really tripping. But it won the 2018 Pulitzer Prize for music.
Okay.
making Kendrick the first non-jazz or classical artist to win the award. So that's dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kendrick for that. What else was I listening to? Of course, the Internet Hive Mind. You put me onto that. Tell you the truth. I mean, cool. I like the internet, but I didn't really.
Yeah, I know you always like the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go to find the album. You got me scared to say albums now. If I got album years wrong, but Black Panther album, crack. Her. I used to know her.
Oh my gosh, I need to listen to her album because I've liked everything I've heard from her so far.
Yo, the album is dope.
Yeah.
So shout out to her. She's having a great year.
Yeah.
J. Cole, KOD was dope.
Oh yeah.
I liked it.
That did come out this past year, right?
Yeah, it did. Travis Scott, Astroworld. I mean, it's not my best album.
I'm like, impact. Ew, you like that album?
Yeah, it's not the best album. I'm just talking as far as impact. That's a big album. Yeah. Sicko Mode the shit too.
Yeah, Sicko Mode is the jam.
Sicko Mode is the jam. Like it could have just been that. No Name, Room 25.
Who is that?
She's dope. Go listen. She's dope.
Oh, it's a girl?
Yeah.
Who's No Name? The fuck?
I don't know if you really. I mean, she's not getting radio spin like that.
Oh, I'm like, is that somebody that's like popular?
Yeah. Popular among circles.
That doesn't mean. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know nobody, so.
Yeah. That is not a. Britt is not an indicator of what's popping.
Nah, not at all.
Boss, BAS, Milky Way. He's from the J. Cole. He's from the J. Cole camp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I did enjoy that album. Yeah, Boca
That's
Raton.
A jam.
And I'm still working through this album, but I heard everybody talk about it in such high regards.
Well,
Nipsey Hussle.
Oh.
So I need to finish listening to it.
I guess I need to go listen to it.
I need to finish listening to it. The one joint I did heard was crack.
Drake with his double fucking disc having ass.
It's too much music. But no, I mean Drake, he's always consistent. It's just
that was a lot of tracks.
Yeah, it's just a lot of tracks to work through.
Who else?
Oh, shout out to Meek Mill.
Oh, why he get a shout out?
He gets a shout out just from everything.
Okay.
Being the spokesperson for the prison system and just he had a rough couple years and he made his bounce back. So shout out to his album. You know what I mean? That's making noise. Who else gets the shout out? Shout out to Issa Rae. I heard she recently signed a production pact with Columbia Pictures to promote diverse writers.
Cool.
So shout her out. Anybody else you want to give a shout out to? Who had a good year?
Who? Famous?
Yeah, I guess.
No.
Shout out to us. We had a good year.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know them niggas.
We had a good year.
I don't keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah, we don't.
It's like knowledge.
Moment of silence for some of the people that we lost. R.I.P. Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
Anthony Bourdain. Winnie Mandela. Stephen Hawkins. Anthony Bourdain. I said Anthony Bourdain. Stan Lee. Mac Miller. XXX Tentacion. Craig Mack.
Yes.
Shout out to all of them. Blessings to their family, all that.
Yeah. For sure. I feel so bad with Triple X dying still. Just because, like, my son is such a huge fan. I'm just like, how are you processing this?
Yeah.
Because he still plays his songs a lot, and I get all sad hearing it. I'm just like, you're not sad. I don't know. I mean, I guess he knows how to process it like a 9-year-old would know how.
Right. Yeah, that was a very unfortunate. And, we know that he had ongoing court stuff and allegations against him that were very troubling in nature. But it always sucks to lose somebody that young. And very talented. You remember when I first brought him up to you?
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks before he passed.
Yeah, I literally said, yo, I hope whatever he goes through, just him being a person, I hope he figures this out. I hope he makes his way out of this troubled mindset that he has, because I see a lot of potential in him.
I think he passed on my birthday or the day before.
Yeah, I said this shit. I said, I hope he doesn't die before he reaches his potential. Mm-hmm. And 2 weeks later, he passed. So that sucked.
Yeah.
That sucked.
So what do we have planned for the future with this podcast? What should we give the people them best?
Well, we got.
Well, what do we wish? What are our hopes and wishes for this podcast?
I would say my hope and wish for this podcast is to replace my 9 to 5 first and foremost. But until we get there, I just want to keep chugging away at it, and I want it to grow. I want the fan base to grow. I want to know that what we're doing is beneficial to everyone. You know, and I want to move towards video.
I was gonna say, I know you want to get in front of the camera.
Yeah, I want to move towards video.
Yeah. That will be fun. You can really see us.
Yeah, a centralized location. Mm-hmm. So where we record. Mm-hmm. I want to get into some live podcasts, mm-hmm. where we can actually interact with people in real time. Mm-hmm. And I just want to grow. I want to keep chugging at it and grow. I want to create more content, better content. I want to give the people what they want.
What they need. Hopefully, of course, people have been asking if we're going to be having guests on. Yeah, that's big. So we're working on that. Hopefully, that will be happening in the very near future. And one of our guests is a lovely lady overseas in London. We cannot wait until our schedules align so we can talk about the current state of America and how it is also being reflected over there in the UK, because they have a lot of opinions on Trump over there. So we cannot wait to finally get a moment with her, so we can hash that out and just see, what it's like over there and how they have to deal with racism. And because they the OGs of racism over there. They are the OGs of racism over there. But that's just a sample of some of the things that we got working that we're trying to figure out the kinks to. We have a few really cool guests that we want to get on here. So we're just trying to sort it all out.
Yeah, the guest thing is big. That's really something we want to try to move towards. We want to talk to y'all. And we don't want to talk to the people that are established and, of course, great look. But we want to talk to the people that are parallel with us. I think if we build together, everybody tries to reach up. Yeah. Everybody tries to reach up and get the newest hot thing. I'm more concerned with working with people on the same level as me so we can create momentum. Right. So this is a shout out to all y'all. This is an invite to anybody who is working on something. Yes. I don't care what it is. If it's your music, if it's a podcast, if it is, I don't care. Yeah. If it's a product, if it's a brand, reach out to us. Yes. Reach out to us. We will work something out, figure out how to promote you. It's a mutual thing. I promote you, you promote me, we all win. Mm-hmm. So that's what we want to work on. We want to work on building a community around the movers and shakers, the people out here doing it. Before I forget, shout out.
I was going to say, lastly,
I want y'all to know that there's a third person to this podcast. Yes. That is so vital in making all this shit come together. And we're going to get him on here. I know he's not the talking type, but we're going to get him on here. Shout out to Bodega Brown, yo. Yes. Round of applause, man. Right? Yo, shout out. Yo, that's my man.
He's just like the extra cherry and whipped cream on top.
Yeah.
And the sprinkles.
Yeah, so if y'all don't know, you just
makes this shit pop. Like, it would not be as fresh without those dope sounds. So thank you so much.
He is the engine behind this. Anytime y'all hear instrumental, it is Bodega Brown.
But he also, like you were saying, I was just going along him too. Like, he had no idea what the fuck we were doing. He was just on board and 100% down, and we are so grateful for that.
Yeah. I don't think I get to tell him enough. For real. And he's had a great year. Yes. And that's I wish he was here so we could talk about the year he's had. You know, he's
I'm so proud of him.
I'm proud of him. I'm very grateful for everything he's contributed. You know, I be hitting him up for these instrumentals, and you know, never complains once. He gets it over to me, and yeah, thank you, yo.
Yes,
thank you for sure.
Yes.
This podcast would not be the same.
Not at all.
Not be the same without you setting the vibe with your music, bro. So we really appreciate him and all the contributions. We appreciate y'all for listening, sticking with us through all the bad sound, the delays and releases. You know, you guys really showed out this year, and it really motivates us. It motivates us to keep this thing going.
Yes, thank you so much for your time.
You guys are awesome.
Because it is very valuable. We know it.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing a little bit of it with us.
Yeah. 2018 is coming to a close.
Yes, it is. We made it through another year.
Yo, pat yourself on the back. I know y'all feeling it out there.
Still here. Still
here.
Pushing.
Still pushing. Well, if we don't speak to y'all before the end of the year, be safe. Carry whatever positive momentum you got going on. Carry that into the new year. Leave all the bullshit behind, and we will be the first people you hear from when the new year turns over. All right.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
New Year.
Whatever.
Oh my God, you're one of those people that puts the S on it.
We're not going to start.
You put the S on it. It's 1 year. It's 1 year. There's not more than one. Ooh, you a nigga.
Yeah.
You's a nigga.
Whatever. Yo, we almost
say sorry. You say sorry for your lost. When people pass, sorry for your lost.
You want to fight at the end of the year? We had a good, I thought I summarized and recapped that one perfectly. And now, golly. Happy New Year, y'all.
Yay, thanks. I mean, it wouldn't be us if there wasn't something.
Yeah, of course.
All right, man.
All right, yo. Until next time, y'all.
Yes.
Bye. Hugs, love.
Through the screen hugs. Yay! We did it. Yeah. All right. Peace, folks. Enjoy. Be blessed.